Hi, I'm Stefanie Wainwright. I'm a wife, a mom, a business owner, and my life is chaotic all the time. So I created this podcast to help you find the funny, the good, while navigating through the chaos. This is Chaotic Compass Podcast.
All right. Chaotic Compass here, Stephanie. How's it going? How's it hanging? I am here solo again this evening. If you don't know, I sip and bitch and talk about the things that are going on. Some of the things are new revelations. Some of the things are actual, real time. This evening, I'm going to get diving into this is a subject. In the last 12 months, I feel like I've really grown as a person, but I've also noticed that I have lost a few what I thought that were really good friends along the way. And I was kind of diving into that as of recently and trying to figure out maybe why. I don't know. I'm a why person, and it's not necessarily something that I can control, but I just kind of was just trying to dig into it. And apparently it's a big subject out there on the internet. It's a thing. The interweb is full of things, but it's interesting. You can obviously pick and choose and just what's right for you. There's a lot of things out there. But I kind of picked out this subject. When you have grown as a person, it is a thing to lose friends. But why? Why do you lose friends? I'm a why person, so I dug into that. The number one thing was that your priorities change. I've lost a few friends because they're on different paths than me. And it's not necessarily that, it's like, oh, you don't want to be a mom and then therefore I can't hang out with you. It's just because I'm a mom and I have a crazy life, and it's just we've grown separate. It doesn't mean that we disrespect each other. I don't want you to take any of this episode as that Stephanie's a bitch and she thinks she's better than everything else and she chose to not be friends. It's just it's a separation of people that were in my life and now no longer are really a part of my life. Okay, so back to that. All right, number one was your priorities change. I am a business owner. I have been divorced and remarried. I've got kids. I've got stepkids. I've got, a lot of crazy things. And I still try to have a social life. I drink. There are a lot of friends that don't like to drink. And so that's cool for them, but that's part of my life. Another thing, number two, was I only have time for genuine friends. There were a lot of people in my life that were just so fake that, every time I would hang out with them, it was weird. You could tell if a facade. And I want genuine people in my life. I am a very open book. I'm going to talk about all the things. It's what I do. And if you don't want to talk about your thing, that's cool. And if you're not comfortable with me talking about all the things that in my life, I get that too. And so it is what it is, but I don't have space for fake people. The other thing, number three, was I have less time overall. This one, woo. I have really noticed, especially this past year, I have barely enough time for me. I have barely enough time for me and my husband. I have barely enough time to spend with my kids. We have so much stuff going on and I don't have enough time. So it's either you want to be my friend every other weekend when I'm not working, when I don't have the kids, or that's not enough for you and it is what it is. And I'm not going to fault you. It's cool. I have less time to devote to my friends. So I need somebody that's willing to be like, hey, it's cool. I get it. Don't worry. I'll come hang out with you another time. Number 4, I know myself better and I know my needs. And I'm going to get into a couple of stories diving into this one especially, but this one, it was very interesting to read it on the interweb about how this is a very common problem. You grow to a certain person and you start to be self-aware of what you are. I mean, think about it. Like, you used to go to elementary school and they're your besties, or you ride the same bus and your besties, or you live on the same street and your besties. And I have friends that are like that, and we could literally meet and we pick up like that. And it's not that big of a deal, but that's how you became best friends, because you're in the same zip code, and that's not a thing anymore, you know, and that's not a bad thing. It's just I've grown. I've been married and divorced and married and divorced and married again. I've got step kids. You either get it or you don't. And I'm not asking you to get it, but I'm learning who I am. I know that I love to be in the sun. I need to stand in the sun to soak up some of the vitamin D to feel better. I know that during the winter, I'm not good. So that's not a good time to hang out with Stefanie. I know that about me is I have to have me time, and whatever me time is, it's literally what I want to do, because I'm constantly the person in our family that's okay. All right, I got to go pick up this kid. I got to drop off this kid. I've got to do this. Oh, I've got to do this for work. I've got to schedule this person. I'm answering this phone, and I'm constantly giving out more and more, and I'm literally not in control of my day. I have to have a certain amount of time each week where I get to decide what I do. It's typically right here. This is me time. This is what I want to do. This is who I am. I know that I want to sit in front of this microphone and talk about the things that I'm learning and complaining about and working through. And I have to have that me time. Did I know that when I was 20? No. I was thinking me time was when I was going out for drinks with friends. And that really wasn't me time, because I was figuring out what my friends wanted to do and figuring out what they like and what they don't like. And so I'm figuring out me. I'm figuring out that I get auditorily overwhelmed very easily. So when it's a loud place and I haven't had any alcohol, and this is a real true story, when it's loud, like I've gone to conferences and I've not been drinking and I'm super overwhelmed, or like one kid's talking, Ryan's phone's ringing, the TV's going off, somebody's computer is, and I literally can't pick out words of what this kid is trying to say to me. I don't know what that is, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm working through it, and that's probably going to be another episode for me, but it's a thing. And so, but I'm figuring it out for me. I figured that out. I'm nobody diagnosed me with that, but I'm figuring it out as far as, wow, I'm cognizant of these things. So you're learning more about yourself, and you know yourself, and you know your needs. And so it's like, I know that I need every other weekend to hang out with a friend. I need to hang out with somebody that's an adult, because I feel like we are constantly surrounded by kids. And if I don't hang out with somebody, I feel disconnected from the world. So, but anyways, number 5, last but not least, quality over quantity. And this goes for so many things in life, but y'all, having a few great friends is a hell of a lot better than having a million friends that'll just, that say you're a friend, but then you try to call them up and they're like, oh no, I got so many things going on. And I'm not trying to dog people that, have shit going on. I'm just saying, like, quality over quantity. And I shouldn't have to explain that one. You get that, right? Changes. Is it me maturing? Hell yes. Hell yes. I feel like I have matured. I did an episode the other week. I feel like I'm becoming Gandhi-esque. I've got a little zen going on. And there's a lot of things that are aligning, and it's so weird. And I'm just trying to vibe with it and go with it. And it's really cool. And so I'm trying to find gratitude every day. I'm trying to have more patience and peace with a lot of things. Being more mature is showing me that I'm more selective. Examples. I've had 2 examples over the last year where I've had to draw boundaries. My first friend, she was she had gotten out of a long-term relationship and started dating this guy. This guy superficially seemed really cool, really great, and to her was everything. In the long run, was not. And I started to notice how she was changing. I started to notice how she was when she was around him. I started to notice a lot of the things of how it just was not vibing with what I wanted to be around. I love this person with my whole heart. This person has been in part of my life for decades, and I don't have anything bad to say about this person, but it was really hard for me to watch her and her life go in this direction. And I knew I didn't want to be a part of it. And this might be chicken shit of me, but I sent her a long text message saying, hey, unfortunately, because of how you act with this human, with your boyfriend, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around you because I've got so much shit going on, and when I want to hang out with you, I want to hang out with you, and I feel like when I'm hanging out with you, it's not really you. Come to find out, drugs, unfortunately, and it is what it is, and they're recovering, and I'm really glad for them, and hopefully maybe one day we can rekindle that relationship, but that was hard. That was hard to have a friend that's been a part of your life for so long and witness that. And I had to take a step back. I had to take a step back because you've got to work through that on your own. You've got family that are going to be there for you. And I know that I'm not going to be that person for you. That was friend number 1 that I've lost over the past year. And I set those boundaries, and I knew there was a red flag, but I couldn't figure it out. And eventually it was definitely a whole thing. And I've never done drugs. And so I drink, and I've smoked a few cigs, and I've done a couple of those CBD gummies at night, but that is it. Stefanie has never done drugs in her life, and I don't plan on it. Even though it's legal in the state of Virginia for marijuana, but I'm good. I don't need to, right? For me, if that's the road you want to be on, that's cool. I wish you the best of luck. That would not be the path that I'm on, but I'm not going to shame you if that's where you're at. I hate that for you, though. That sucks. And I really wish things were different, that you didn't need that in your life. But at the same time, my level of alcohol intake is scary sometimes. Not tonight, but sometimes it can be scary. Like a normal person that, drank every once in a while, they look and be like, oh my God, you're so addicted. And so, and I don't have any room to shame anybody. So I'm loving and accepting. And unfortunately, I just need to draw that line. You're there. I'm here. I love you across the board. Friend number two. I had a friend that was in this relationship. My cousin apparently had dated the same guy. Small world, because my cousin doesn't know this chick from Adam, and I know everybody's 6 ways from Sunday. We're all connected in some way, but my cousin was telling me how over Facebook Messenger, by the way, how this guy is sending dick pics to her daughter. Her daughter at the time was not legal age, but teenager, was trying to warn me to tell my friend that this shit was going on. Stefanie, am not a drama person. And my cousin, not saying that she's drama, but she can be a little higher up there with the crazy. I don't know how else to say it. Okay. I love her to death. She's a great person, very spiritual, very not religious, but very spiritual, in tune with the world and stuff. And so I was like, hey bro, I don't know why you're sending this to me, like screenshotting me the actual like dick pics. Like, it was weird. It was fucking weird. Anyways. And so like, I was like, hey man, I don't want to be a part of this. And on the same side, this friend, she was my friend. She has been a part of my life, but not like a friend, not like, I'm going to go hang out with you on the weekends. Like, I've been out with her twice, maybe 3 times in the couple years that I've known her. My husband knew her long before I did. And so I was just like, I'm not going to stir up a bunch of shit, because it's like, how would that, if somebody came to me, it was like, this chick said this, and it's like, that's an ex-girlfriend, and it's like, it just seemed a whole bunch of fucking crazy, and Stefanie wasn't about to dive into that. Come to find out, this guy was abusive, and my friend had a hard time with that relationship and getting out of it. And once she finally got out of it, the guy even turned crazier, and it was a whole thing for her. And I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry that happened to you. And apparently he had done a lot of the same shit to my cousin, but I didn't know. My cousin she's a lot older than I am, and she lives down the road, we grew up in Pocosin, but that was it. And so it's like, anyways, so my friend, she finds out that I knew that this guy was crazy and starts blaming me for the crazy. Basically, I could have helped her avoid all the crazy if I would have just told her. It's like, possibly you could have told me that I was crazy, because when you're in a relationship and you're in quote unquote love, you're in it, you don't see the red flags, you don't hear the red flags. That's where I was with my second husband. Like, everybody's saying he's really not good. He's not good for you. He's not a great human. And come to find out, he is a really crappy human. He's not a bad dad. And that's why I'm trying to have a better relationship with him. But that's a side note. I'm just saying, like, I didn't listen to the people that were trying to tell me, hey, you should probably not, right? Or when I got out of the relationship, people were like, hey, yeah, I knew there was something wrong with that guy, but I just didn't want to tell you. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? I probably wouldn't have listened anyways. And so, but that's where I was at. I was like, I didn't want to. And so she blamed me. And it was like, okay, chick, like, if you want to have somebody to blame in your life, go ahead. But unfortunately, this is where I draw the boundary. If you want to blame me, cool, do that. But I can't be around you. I can't, every time we hang out, you make snide comments. You get drunk enough and then you're going to lay into me. You can't do that. And unfortunately, this is the boundary that I have to draw for me. Right? Stephanie, back in her 20s, would have probably fed into the drama. She would have probably been all about it. All the tears and all the fucking chaos and, but this chick isn't here for the drama. I got enough drama making a schedule for June. Okay. So I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. Right. Like, I love her. I respect her. I don't talk ill about her, and I'm going to be here for her for whatever she needs. But that's it. That was the line. If you need somebody to blame, if you're going to keep blaming me for that, hello, it's him. He was the disgusting guy. We all need to blame him. We need to point the finger at him. We need to fucking hoist him up and be like, fucking Salem witch trials, but, fucking douchebag trials. We need to put him on a stake and burn him. Okay? My friend had asked me, what if this guy was sending dick pics to your daughter? And it's like, first off, that guy wouldn't be alive. I'm just saying. I would not have allowed that, nor would I have screenshotted it to anybody else to send that out, right? Like what the fuck, right? What the fuck? One. Two, my cousin just needed to murder him and then that'd be done. Or, or call the cops or something other than let me screenshot that and send it to my cousin. Just the whole thing didn't make sense. And here I am talking about it on podcast because still don't make sense. But apparently I'm the bad guy and I'm here for it. Like, if that's who you need to blame, that's me. Got it. And do I feel bad about not saying something almost 3 years ago? Sure, I do. But I was in a horrible position. It was either say something and you potentially, be like, wow, you're fucking crazy, I'm out, or not say something and be like, what the fuck? And so I chose the non-confrontational road, the not drama, because I don't know what's true and what's not, and I'm not about to dig into it because then I got to verify a dick pic. What the fuck? I'm not doing that. Sorry. That is not mine. So I'm good. I'm a step back. That's y'all. You guys should probably contact each other. You guys need to figure it out. Here's her number. But no, I get blocked on social media from my cousin, and now I'm blocked from my friend. And so I can't fucking win. And so, hey, guess what? The world is still going. I'm still here. I still got a job to do. I still got 4 kids to take care of. I've got a husband. I've got bills to pay. And unfortunately, it doesn't involve that stuff. I drew the line. Stefanie is now mature. Somewhat, right? And so it all comes to losing friends. Like, I didn't lose them. They weren't mine. They weren't my property. Like, that sounds super possessive. It's about the universe. The universe is going to provide. You are becoming a higher vibration, and I'm going to get into this whole thing in another episode, so get ready. But vibrationally, I am higher than what I was past Stefanie. I'm vibrating at something that I want to be better. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better wife. I want to be a better business partner. I want to be a better business owner. I want to be a better person, and being a better person does not involve all of that. And so when I've started to try to get to be a better person, better people are coming into my life. I have met this husband and wife couple. They are now, I consider them my best friends. They have a blended family as well. They are business owners as well. They have 5 kids. I've got 4. They're older, so their youngest is 18, but they like country music. They like going to concerts. They like drinking. They're not ashamed to admit, hey, we drink during the week, if it's a hard day, and they're like, every day after COVID seems like a hard day. And I'm like, yes, preach it. And so I found a couple, that is so like Ryan and I. It's crazy. It's crazy how we met. And I fully believe that I'm starting to get to a better me, and better me like people are coming into my life. I'm not saying that I won't stay in contact if those people in the past want to. That's not what I'm saying. If they want to contact me, the door is open, but I'm saying that I will not be the one you can have drugs around me. I'm not going to be the one where you are blaming me for bad shit that's happened in your life. I'm not going to be the one to be the punching bag, or can I borrow $20, for drugs. I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to be there for genuine people. I'm going to be there for the people that are worth it. If I'm not worth that to you, unfortunately, right now, you're not worth it to me. And I hope that if those people out there, if they actually ever come across this podcast, that they know that they are loved. They are loved. I do love them full-heartedly, but I can't hold space for that only because I've got this going on. I've got, and I'm pointing to this, if you can't see it on podcast, obviously, I've got this. I've got calendars galore. I've got, bills to pay. I've got mouths to feed. I've got so much chaos already. Chaotic compass, hello, that I just can't. And they either get it or they don't. And I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you. I've already said, hey, unfortunately, this is the line. And you either want to have a conversation about that or you don't. And they didn't. And so I hope that this podcast resonates with you. I definitely want to dive into vibrational energy. That is something that I've definitely been working on. Reiki is so cool. I've read a lot about it. I've seen a Reiki person once this year, but I would love to go back, but the budget doesn't allow that. But I really want to do an episode on that. If you would love to hear more about that and how that's affecting my life in so many positive ways, I would love to talk about that. But if you have a story that you would love to talk about, you're more than welcome to message me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I have a website, chaoticcompass.com. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you coming to sit with me and listen to all my chaos, all my stories, all my things. And that's it. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support. If you really loved today's episode, you should subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you get notifications of when my next episode launches. So another way to be super awesome would be to leave a rating and review or recommend it to your friends and family. If you're wicked awesome, you've already done all three. Another way to keep up with me and my crazy family is check out my website at chaoticcompass.com, and I do blog and other stuff there. So I appreciate everything for you guys. I do this for you, so keep it up, because the more you subscribe, the more I do.